right set of tires for your rig is perhaps the most important decision you're going to make during the build process. Getting the wrong set of tires will not only waste your money, but it's also going to drastically affect the performance of your vehicle. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Falcon RT01 after 10,000 kilometers of abuse. Let's talk quickly about the specs of this tire. Then we'll talk about the type of terrain that we've traveled over 10,000 kilometers, the pros and cons, and specific use cases and who I believe this tire is for. So jumping right in, we have the Falcon RT01 in a 35-12.5 flavor. There's a huge selection of off-road tires on the market today, so trying to find something that's going to fit your needs, your budget, and your desired use case is getting more and more challenging. This is a very unique tire that I believe fills the perfect void that almost everybody is looking for as far as overland travel, vehicular travel, and off-roading in general. Falcon's DuraSpec 3-ply sidewall with a 10-ply rating is one of the reasons that we went with this tire specifically, because of the varied terrain and distances that we're going to be covering over the next couple years of travel. We really needed something that we can rely on. The RT01 has a very unique tread pattern, and it has full depth sipes, which are these cuts in the tread lugs here. And that's going to give it its all-terrain characteristics, which are going to increase the on-road performance in rain, wet weather, also your performance in snow. We've been rotating our spare in after every oil change, and this tire has been on the back the longest. It has not been rotated out, so theoretically this tire should have the most wear. I don't have my tread depth measure, didn't bring it on the trip, so we're going to use a scientific method of a stick and a tape measure. I'm going to put this on the tread, and stick my leg right there. Okay. Don't judge me for this non-scientific method. Okay. Looks like we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 and a smidge millimeters, and so that would be 9/16. Most tires are measured in 30 seconds, so that would be 30 seconds of tread left in this tire, and I believe brand new was 20 or 21. So 10,000 kilometers, and we've only worn maybe 15% of this tire. It's pretty impressive for the type of driving we've been doing. This makes me really optimistic that we will achieve the full lifespan of this tire through our entire trip. Some of the main pros I feel of this tire is its ability to be a reliable on-road, comfortable tire, as well as a capable off-road tire.
Having a capable off-road tire that also exhibits good road manners and good tread wear becomes incredibly important if you're someone like us that does long-term overland travel.
The road noise is next to nothing, which is awesome. We travel many miles every day, and just being able to drive in silence with the windows down. I like the sound of a mud terrain, but for hours and hours a day, it really makes a difference having a quiet tire. With the heavier sidewall rating, this tire has a lot of stability on the road, especially with a heavier, slightly top-heavy rig. This tire is rock solid. We ran a load range C before, and it was very spongy, very squishy, had a lot of roll. This tire is very solid, gives me a lot of confidence driving windy roads in any weather, even in the rain. Off-road performance, this tire bites when you want it to. With the help of our KMC Lobo wheels that have bead grip, I can air these tires down to single digits, and they really wrap around the rocks, the different terrain. I've had nothing but success with these tires off-road on the rocks, in the sand, on mud. We haven't had them in snow yet, but that'll be coming once we get to South America, I'm sure.
We haven't done any extreme rock crawling, but that's not what our rig was designed to do. Our rig was designed to get into remote places around the world and be a mobile home. For long-term overland travel like this through all types of terrain, having a tire that we can trust to get us there and get us back while still being able to maintain that performance on the road, like I keep saying, is really a home run.
Seriously, this tire has done nothing but impress me in all the terrain that we've taken it into, and being able to take it through all kinds of terrain, pull back onto the highway and have it drive like a street car is really impressive. Another big pro for me about this tire, especially in a 35-inch flavor, is that it's true to size. I've had a lot of 35s in my time with off-road rigs, and some of them just really look small and don't quite measure up. This tire looks big. It's because it's an actual 35. It measures 35 inches, just shy of when it was mounted brand new, and it still looks damn near brand new after 10,000 kilometers. It looks like a 35. It also just looks badass. There aren't a lot of, I can't think of any like all-terrain tires that look this good and have this aggressive sidewall. And the RT space, I think Falcon is really leading the way as far as a good-looking tire that also performs well. We did a couple multi-day long off-road routes in Mexico, which were very remote, and we really had to trust our tires. They were kind of our first real test. The first one in Baja, we spent 4 days through a lot of varied terrain, including volcanic blast rock. There was sand, there was miles and miles of dirt roads, and the Falcons performed flawlessly. I was really impressed how well they grabbed the earth and were able to push us up hills, even in two-wheel drive. One of the coolest parts to me is after all that abuse and inspecting the tire, there's no chunks. There's no pieces missing. Like there's no gashes that I can find. There's no chunks out of the lugs. They really just stood up to a lot of abuse. And we're a heavy truck in the back. Most of our weight is over the rear axle. And those tires pushing us up the hill on sharp rocks, you know, there were a few times I was worried. I was like, damn, like we could blow a tire here. I've ran other tires that I don't know would have stood up to that. So that gives me a lot of confidence that we've really chosen the right tire for the trip that we're doing. So who is this tire for? Well, that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think this tire has the widest application range of any tire that I've ever ran, and perhaps any tire on the market right now. I've been so impressed with it in all types of scenarios. Honestly, I think if you're a weekend warrior or somebody who likes to do long road trips and then go wheeling, or in general the use of your vehicle is varied widely between different terrains, or you live in an area that gets snow and then it's muddy and then it's really hot and dry, such like Vancouver Island, I really think this tire highlights all of those areas. The only areas I think where you maybe want to look at something else is if you do 99% of road driving and you occasionally go wheeling, then you probably want to look at a more all-season or all-terrain flavored tire. Or if you're somebody that only does extreme wheeling or 90% of your driving is on the trail, then you're probably going to want something that's a little bit more aggressive. But anywhere in the middle of that spectrum where your driving is varied between the road and whatever type of trail, I'm going to be running this tire for years. Once these are worn out, I'll be getting a new set. This is an incredible tire. If you're new here, we're driving the Pan America Highway all the way from Alaska to Argentina, the entire Western Hemisphere. I am quite sure that we will encounter all types of terrain imaginable on our route, and I couldn't be more confident having the Wildpeak RT under our truck.
So what do you think? Let me know in the comments if you're going to be picking up a set of RT01s for your rig. And if you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. If you want to tune in and check out our weekly series, Stacy and I are driving from Alaska to Argentina, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. We've got playlists of our old series, and there'll be a new video coming out next week. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in the next one.